Yeah, hello everyone. My name is Tasneem. I'm the senior manager at 98 Percentile in the HR department. And today we did a wonderful drive with XLR. It was amazing right from the very beginning, from the very first day when I got in touch with them till today. I think it was an extremely smooth journey with them. There were multiple follow-ups done by the representatives in order to check that we would be, what time would be coming, how many people would be coming, what vehicle we would get. To that extent, they were so precise in giving all the information to us. It was extremely great to get associated with them and have a drive at XLR campus. So we are very, very happy that we got a chance to do this. Now, coming to the students, what XLR had, I think they were extremely enthusiastic. They were well prepared. They were aware of what they are coming for. I think there was some back end preparation which they did that was commendable. They also were very confident and they were open to any kind of thing we were asking them to do. That was I think the best part. Now, I really hope we have a very, very fruitful association with each one of them and XLR in future. We are really looking forward to have many more drives like this.
Hi everyone, my name is Prachi Sharma and I'm the Senior Project Manager for IT Department at 90th Percentile. So today we were here for this IT Bootcamp, right, this technical drive and at XLR. So it was a great experience and I would feel that the students, they are the freshers, right, but it doesn't seem like that. So if I talk about their technical and cognitive ability, they all seems pretty good in that and that's what I felt. And I guess they have been taught pretty well at XLR, so that's how they have performed good in their aptitude and the technical tests. So I wish them all the best, and it was a very great experience over here.
I'm Karthik Rannan. I'm the president of the Wall Street Club of BITS Pilani Hyderabad campus. Yes, so the collaboration with XLR was an excellent one. We conducted a Power BI workshop with Advanced Excel over a span of 3 days. The workshop was almost 12 hours long in total. Mr. Karthik, who was an amazing trainer, helped the students understand the concepts deeply. I am sure that the students will be able to apply these concepts in their careers as well as their daily lives while they try to navigate the world of finance. I am happy that we will be able to close this workshop successfully on a very good note.
Hi, I'm Raghunendra Singh and I'm the Technical Director of the Wall Street Club at BITS Pilani Hyderabad campus. It was a great amazing conducting this workshop with XLR. The trainer, Mr. Karthik, was an excellent person where he explained in very detailed manner on how to give great insights using very complex data sets, which was very helpful for the people who are interested in the field of finance, business or analytics in general. Thank you.
I attended a workshop conducted by CSA and ACM in collaboration with XLR. So it was a machine learning workshop. We learned a lot from the course and it was a great experience attending the workshop.
The trainer was very helpful. He had a hands-on approach with his teaching and it was fabulous.
This was a great experience for me. So I would absolutely love it if XLR and its team would come again to our campus and conduct more events like this.
The journey was great. Initially, I thought that I was not proficient enough in Excel, but later I came to know there was no prerequisites for it, and then I applied for it, and it was a great course, and it started from basics and took me to a great extent.
Good evening, myself Kavya Ganatra. I am from Computer Science Association. I was the POC for this ML workshop conducted by CSI and ACM in collaboration with XLR. The experience of the workshop was really nice. The feedback from all the students was positive. They understood the concept. The workshop was also practical based with some questions. The experience with XLR was very smooth. They helped us in conducting the workshop smoothly right from the booking of the vendor and deciding the course till the distribution of certificates. In overall, this workshop was a success during our technical fest Atmos, and I thank XLR for being a part of it. Thank you.
Yeah, very good evening to all professors and faculty members. So we have almost crossed 300 now. Let us wait more 1 or 2 minutes so that other faculty members can also join the session. I again request to all the faculties, professors from various, please ask your colleague, your friends to join the session at their earliest so that they will not miss anything from day one. I hope I am audible to you. Can you please confirm?
Yes, sir. You are quite audible, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. I'm from Bharati Vidyapeeth College of Engineering, Navi Mumbai. Dr. P.
Yeah.
A. Kharade speaking, sir. You are quite audible, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you for confirmation. Thank you for acknowledgement.
Yes, sir. On behalf of Bharati Vidyapeeth, I would like to thank the XLR
Yeah.
people in the Yanara Institute of Technology, Vijayawada, and Srinidhi Institute of Technology, Hyderabad. Thankful, sir, because of XLR, in the collaboration with these two institutes, we are able to provide the platform to learn about what is called the chat GPT and prompt engineering. So this is the really the hot cake. The students, even faculty members, are quite interested, and that's why more than 1,000 faculties have registered for this. Thank you for giving us opportunity, sir. Irfan sir and his whole team. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks a lot for your kind words, sir. Yeah, so we just crossed 350.
Yeah, so Irfan, let us give another couple of minutes, probably,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because I think a lot of members are also joining in. So better to give a couple of minutes and then we can start off. We also
Sure,
should
sure,
not
Amit.
keep others waiting. So just give another couple of minutes and let's start.
Sure, Amit, sure. Yeah, so count is increasing speedily. That's what. Yeah. Yeah, meanwhile, Amar, can you please reshare our registration link, this FDP registration link in the chat box, so that
Yes.
if anyone miss that registration, so they can easily register.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon, one and all. This is Dr. Surendra, Placement Director of NRI Institute of Technology. Thanks, XLR team, for providing this wonderful opportunity in the faculty development program for the latest technologies of ChatGPT and prompt engineering. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Surendra Babu sir. Uh, Thank you for your, for your beautiful comments. So, Amit, let's get started then, because we
Yeah, Irfan, I think we have
because
already crossed 400 and as well as I think we have already moved on almost like 10 minutes. Excel. So let's start it off.
Yeah, okay. So again, very good afternoon to each and every one of you. My name is Irfan, a senior manager, EDL MOU division, XLR. Welcome to the National Faculty Development Program on ChatGPT and prompt engineering in collaboration with three premium institute: Bharati Vidyapeeth, College of Engineering, Navi Mumbai; NRI Institute of Technology, Vijayawada; and Srinidhi Institute of Science and Technology, Hyderabad. First and foremost, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to the dignitaries who are present in this session. From Srinidhi College of Engineering, Dr. C.N. Sujata ma'am. She's a professor, electronic ECE department of Srinidhi Institute of Science and Technology. She is also a BOS coordinator, and she's a major project coordinator of the ECE department. From Bharati Vidyapeeth, we have with us Dr.
P.A. Kharade.
Yeah, Dr. Prakash Kharade sir. He is the head of the department, Electronic and Telecommunication Engineering Department. As well as we have with us from the same college, Bharati Vidyapeeth College of Engineering, Dr. Shekhar Mane sir and Dr. Rajendra. Yeah, Dr. Rajendra Mohite sir. Yeah.
Yes.
From NRIT, Dr. Surendra Babu sir. He's a director of placements, and Dr. D. Sunita ma'am, who is a professor and head of the department of CSE, NRI Institute of Technology. Thanks a lot for your unwavering support and partnership in organizing this national level faculty development program.
Just a second, Irfan, your voice is coming a little low. Can you please be a little closer to the microphone? So probably you'd be a little bit.
Am I audible now?
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Yeah. So thanks a lot, respected faculty members, and especially the faculty members and professors from these three colleges. Their commitment to academic excellence and technological advancement has been really instrumental in making this national faculty development program reality. From XLR, we have with us today our Associate Director of Institutional Association Vertical, Mr. Amit Saha, with us. Welcome, Mr. Amit Saha, to the Faculty Development Program.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Now, I would like to request Dr. D. Sunita ma'am, who is a professor and head of the department of NRIT. Please enlighten us with few words. Over to you, Dr. Sunita.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir. Myself, Dr. Sunita, Professor and Head of the Department of Computer Science. Sir, first of all, I want to extend my deepest gratitude for the incredible collaboration for XLR team. And this FTP shares knowledge and innovative ideas exchanged during this workshop. It's immensely contribution for our faculty members. And once again, and thanks to the XLR team, sir, from NRIT. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Sunita ma'am. Second, I would like to call Dr. Prakash Kharade sir to please say a few words on this national level faculty development program.
Thank you very much, sir. Actually, you have given us opportunity. Bharati Vidyapeeth is a big name. We are having more than 180 institutes across the country. And you have chosen us and given chance to collaborate with the NRI Institute Vijayawada and the Srinidhi Hyderabad. Actually, XLR, we have learned many things about this. So you have chosen the correct topic, the ChatGPT, chatbot, prompt engineering, conversational GPT, and even generative GPT, ChatGPT is a very important parameter because everybody wants to learn about how to use this artificial intelligence to learn more about the research and teaching and learning activity. Thank you very much, sir, for giving us opportunity. Thanks a lot, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Prakash Karde, sir. Now I would like to request Dr. C.N. Sujata, ma'am. Please give a brief about our this FDP program.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir. First, I'd like to uh, appreciate for giving this opportunity to conduct this program. So I would like to congratulate all the participants also for joining this FTP for different places. As we know, no one arrives at a moment like this without the help and support of great people. Today we have XLR with us. Um, uh, Today we begin a new concept on ChatGPT and prompt engineering while forging a path to our future. Hope this UFDP will make our faculty to explore much about ChatGPT and prompt engineering. As we know, basics are very essential to understand any concept, irrespective of branches and subjects. Still, most of the institutions like us are developing their stances on how AI similar tools may be used. For that, today we are collaborating with XLR to organize this National Faculty Development Program. I would like to express my gratitude to all the guests who joined from different backgrounds. We are very thankful to XLR team for this opportunity. This opportunity is really offered us a trusty, worthy and useful thing. So we are expecting many more programs in near future. Thank you, sir. Thank you all for collaborating to conduct such a national FDP on ChatGPT and prompt engineering.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much, Dr. C.N.
Thank you, sir.
Sujata, ma'am. Yeah. So, and thank you all for your kind support and assistance and partnership with XLR. Now, I would like to request our Associate Director, Mr. Amit Saha, who will walk you through about what is EDL and these non-commercial MOU collaborations. And at the same time, he will also introduce you about our the expert, I mean subject matter expert for this national level faculty development program. Over to you, Mr. Amit Saz.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Irfan. If you can just confirm whether I'm properly audible once.
Yes, you are audible.
Yes.
So, at the onset, I would like to welcome each and every participant, each and every dignified guests, the delegates who have been able to make themselves available from the busy schedule of academics that they are engaged in on a day-to-day basis and be a part of this initiative. XLR always has been known to create their own benchmark, and that's what we are starting on this, initiating this particular roadmap when we're trying to create the bridge by collaborating with three of the premier institutions across different geographies of the country and bring all together on the same platform. This was something which we had been dreaming. We were just waiting for the right opportunity because prompt engineering as a topic, as a subject, was something which was being requested by many of our faculty members spread across the country, that we have been conducting multiple sessions on different trending technologies, on different disruptive technologies and the emerging technologies all through, right from data science, analytics, software development, so on and so forth. But there was a constant request coming in for coming up with a program on prompt engineering. So as I said, that we were waiting for the right opportunity, the right platform, right time, and of course, most important, the right resource to impart a program on this very, very interesting and relatable topic, keeping in consideration of the current time requirement. I am really indebted to the three premier institutions, specifically the dignitaries from these three institutions: NRI Institute of Technology, Bharatiya Vidyapeeth, and Srinidhi Institute of Science and Technology, who has come forward to associate with us. Especially today's date, the dignitaries who are available from these premier institutions, Dr. D. Sunita, and a very close friend of mine, Dr. Surendra Babu, and Dr. Karade, and Sujata ma'am from Srinidhi Institution. As we all very often we say that India is a country where we stand by unity in diversity. So this particular program in itself is going to be a flag bearer in again proving the same thing. That's where I insisted upon, where three premier institutions coming in from different geographies joining hands along with XLR, who creates the bridge to create a platform of academic excellence. So on that note, I would like to take some couple of minutes from your precious time before I hand over the stage for my colleague, Mr. Amar, to take you take take you through a small walkthrough on the learning management system, the LMS platform, the robust LMS platform that you would be availing, uh, which would be provided to you for the lifetime for all the previous programs and the forthcoming programs. And definitely you can make a maximum utilization of the same. So let me present my screen. Irfan, if you can kindly confirm whether my
Yes,
screen is
your screen is
visible.
visible. Yes, yes, it is.
Yeah, thank you so much. So right away, establishing the pathway of training and career support opportunities brought in by XLR. As the line speaks about out here, that we don't just train, we build careers. And we absolutely stand by these words over a decade. As we started off with our journey on a humble manner in 2014, with our headquarters being at Houston, USA, an initiative started by few IIM and ISB Hyderabad alumni. We have strongly moved ahead in our journey of these last 2 years. We have spread our wings within our country and as well as internationally. And while doing so, we have been able to support in the skill enhancement initiative of more than 3.5 lakh students and professionals. Our forte, we have expanded into multifarious domain, starting from our primary programs like data science, machine learning, artificial intelligence, to business, to analytics, and software testing, software development. Although this list is not an exhaustive list, it's a snapshot of what we have been doing. And definitely this list is ever increasing with more and more technologies being added into the same. Industry has been pretty much supportive to us, both in terms of taking our support in the skill enhancement of their existing workforce and as well as reaching out to us for being supported by quality, fresh workforce for them. Academic Academia has also not been left behind, and in fact, one of our primary pillars of strength has been the academic fraternity, who has been ever supportive to us, right from bodies like APSSDC, APSCHE, TASK, to the premier institutions like IIM Ranchi, BITS Pilani, IIT Roorkee, IIT Bombay, Geetham University, and definitely many other international universities like Steinbase, Germany, and CAF University, Ghana, and so on. Industry has not been left behind with accolading our achievements, right from Silicon India to Google to the Deloitte, who has considered consistently over the last 3 years, considered XLR as being the fastest moving technology company in this particular bracket amongst the top 50. So the conglomeration of excellent faculty who has hands-on experience picked meticulously from their industry experience with a tailored curriculum as per the need of the hour in lines with the academic enhancement happening in the core academic domain and continuous support post enrollment. These are some of the pillars based on which XLR has been able to move ahead. And today we are fascinated to share with you that we are today's date having reached these pinnacles like having 1100 plus corporate clients, 500 plus uh, uh, colleges associated with us for the campus drive activity, 1100 plus higher education institutions having non-commercial MOU with us, and so on and so forth. Close to around 400 plus corporates being associated with us, and we have clients close to around 4,000 plus who are reaching out to us for the fulfilling their requirement of workforce enhancement. The robust LMS, which Amar will take over in some time and take you through, will be there with you for the lifetime for any kind of program, curated program you want to modulate, create for, for your students at your institutions. We will be supportive through our LMS and any other content support or anything that is required. Please do reach out to us. We would be more than happy to support you in any format possible from our end. These are some of the organizations in which our alumni have been working. And as you understand, they are some of the top notch in the industry globally. Some of the very crucial in campus tie ups that we have been able to create and deliver over the last few months. As I have already mentioned about BITS Pilani campus, I think towards the start of this particular session, you have been able to see through a video about the celebration of the felicitation program of the students who had completed programs with XLR from BITS Pilani Hyderabad campus. Satyabhama University, one of the top 50 universities as far as the NIRF ranking, has been associated with us for last more than 2 years for continuously engaging with us for project related and internship related activities for their students in their campus. Some of the premier other institutions has also been there with us. So recently, we have also hit upon some of the crucial associations which will definitely help us in establishing XLR brand and as well as the XLR academic initiatives across the different other parts of the country, like the association with Gujarat Technical University having more than 600 plus institutions, higher education institutions affiliated to them, and KIT University, Bhubaneswar, one of the top 15 as far as the latest NIRF ranking, and for the first as far as the private universities are concerned in Atal ranking. Amongst the top leading institutions as far as the World QS ranking is concerned, we have just established the memorandum with them in just about a couple of weeks back. Now, before I hand over the stage to Amar, and so that immediately after that, our well-known trainer, Mr. Vikas Narune, can take over the stage and take you through for the engaging next 5 days on the topic of ChatGPT and prompt engineering. Mr. Vikas Narune, a subject matter expert who has been very religiously and strongly associated with XLR over the last few years, having more than 10 years of experience as a data scientist. He has been a corporate trainer specializing in Google Cloud, big data, machine learning fundamentals, training more than 2,000 plus candidates, learners globally on various areas of data science. Uh, he has also been involved in the quality management system as an internal auditor, and currently he is a data science trainer with a leading MNC. So before I hand over the stage to Amar for taking you through a very quick journey on the learning management system, I would again take this opportunity for welcoming all the dignified guests, all the dignitaries who have made their time to make themselves available. I am pretty sure you can look forward for an entertaining, engaging learning journey over the coming 5 days. Over to you, Amar, and thank you all to all the participating universities once more. Any of you who would like to check out that whether your institution is associated with us, please do check out at your end, or for any of the requirements, whether it is our FDP programs or SDP student development programs, which are conducted on the non-commercial platform, or if you are looking forward for any curated programs specifically like this BITS Pilani or Satyabhama University or IIT Roorkee or IIT Bombay, with whom we have been regularly, religiously associated for delivering, training programs as per their requirement on commercial basis as well, can please do reach out to Irfan or me directly. We can get into an engagement, understand the requirements, establish the pathway for delivering such requirements, and definitely enter into a much more stronger bond with us. So on that note, I would like Amar to take over before Amar hands over the stage to Mr. Vikas now. Thank you so much.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much. Dear professors, very good afternoon and warm welcome to the 10 hours National Faculty Development Program on ChatGPT and prompt engineering. So myself, Amar, and I am here to give you the LMS walkthrough. Okay. So dear professors, to get the LMS access, registration is the most important thing, right? So I am sharing the registration link once again over the Zoom and YouTube as well. So those who are not yet done with their registration part, please mark your registration and you will get the LMS access. So let me share the registration link. Then we'll start with the LMS KT. Yes, just now I shared the registration link over the Zoom and YouTube as well. Quickly, I'm sharing my screen. Let me know once it's visible. I hope my screen is visible. My voice is loud and clear to all of you. Can I get confirmation in the chat box, participants? Yes, very good. Thank you so much. So LMS is known as Learning Management System, and by using the LMS, you will get access of recording. Then you are able to give the attendance and whatever the material we are going to take in the session, you are able to access that. Okay. Then after registration, you receive two email from the XLR solution. First email is welcome to XLR and verify your account. In that, we mentioned verification link. By clicking on this link, you have to set your password. This is the first step. Okay, you have to set your password. If you click on this link, it will take you through the set your password page. Here, you have to enter your password, confirm password, and set my password. Okay, now after setting a password, you have one more email, and it's course invitation email. Course invitation email for that particular classroom. Welcome to the National Faculty Development Program on ChatGPT and prompt engineering. Okay, so here we mention our URL of our LMS. So onlinelearning.xlar.com. If you click on that link, it will take you to the sign-in page. as you are already done with your registration, no need to do a registration again and again. Simply click on sign in. Okay. But one more thing. So if you're not able to see that email or by mistake and you deleted that email, no need to worry. If you're done with your registration, simply use any web browser, Chrome, anything. So type it down onlinelearning.xlar.com and click on sign in, give your credentials, that will work properly. Okay. Now, if you click on sign in, it will take you to the next page, its login page. And here you have to mention your registered email ID. At the time of registration, you given one email ID. You have to use that email. No, don't use to try via mobile. That will be give you some problems. So try to go via email and the password which you set in the first email. Simply click on login. Now I will reshare my screen and I will show you how it's work live. Okay. So just give me a couple of seconds. I'm resharing my screen. Yes, and now we are on our LMS home tab. After filling up all the details, your registered email ID and your password, once you click on login, it will take you through the home page. Like you are able to see continue learning and today's session tab. Okay. Now, first, I will show you the ways of joining the session. So if you see here on the right hand side, today's session tab is there. And in that, NFDP, ChatGPT and prompt engineering day 1 and join button. Each and every day, day 1 to day 5 at 2:50, if you come here and if you click on join button, it will take you through the Zoom. Okay. Sharp at 2:50, you are able to see the join button. Before that, you are able to see a time like the session will begin within 1 hour at 1:50 like that. Okay. Now, if you are facing any difficulty while joining the Zoom, so we have second option, join via YouTube. So above the today session tab, you are able to see one banner. Click on that. It will take you through the YouTube live. See, whatever going there on Zoom, it's live on YouTube. And don't worry about the query and question. Just now, I shared the registration link. It's there. Whatever the important information is going to share over Zoom, all the information over here as. Okay. Now, I'm going back on my dashboard. Now we search how to give the attendance, how to access the recording and the material. In continue learning tab, we have to search for this classroom, NFDP on ChatGPT and prompt engineering. I have lots of classroom access. Don't worry about that. We'll focus on today's class. It's NFDP on ChatGPT and prompt engineering. So give me a couple of seconds. So here, now here that classroom is available. If you click on that, again, it will take you to the resume learning. And in that there are two tabs, curriculum and meet. So curriculum tab is very important. In that first sub tab is feedback response. If you click here, if you click on please submit your attendance and feedback here, you are able to see one Google form, but it's closed now. Why? Because the attendance link will only open between 4:30 to 5:30. In that 1 hour, you have to mark your attendance. Okay. And why attendance is important? Because we are going to give the feedback, right? So we also got to know that how those sessions are going on. If you have any suggestions, definitely you can type it down. And to get the certificate of participation from the XLR and the collaborative colleges, you have to mark minimum 60% of the attendance. So one more time, 60% attendance is important to get the certificate. Participant, don't confuse. Today, if you don't have LMS access, no need to worry. I'm there at 4:30, right? At 4:30, I will share the attendance link over Zoom and YouTube as well. Okay, clear. Now, coming back by one step, below the feedback response, we have session recordings. So today, day 1. So if day 1 is going on, if you click and don't confuse today, if recordings, whatever we are going for 2 hours, it will be there. And day 1 to day 5, below that, all recordings will be there. And one more tab, material. So here you will get the material, whatever the material trainer is going to take in all these 5 days, will upload here. This is the simplest way to access the LMS to do a sign in to set your password. Okay. I hope everything is clear. It's already 3:40. So we start with the session. I am there till the last minutes. So no problem. We'll take your query and question. So Vikas, owes to you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Amar. Let me share my screen, guys, first, and then you can give me a confirmation. that it is visible from the participant side. I guess it will get visible in a couple of seconds. Yeah, now I think. Yes. So, first of all, good afternoon, everyone. Can you guys from the participant side, can you guys confirm quickly that I am audible and you guys are able to see my presentation? Just a quick confirmation, guys, and we can start the session without further delay. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Dr. Mallareddy, sir. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for the confirmation. Thank you, Kedar, sir. Thank you, Swarna. Thank you. Okay, Kiruna, thank you. Guys, first of all, I would like to thank XLR, Amit, sir, and my colleague Amar for giving me this opportunity. And I would like to also thank the Srinidhi College, NRI Institute, and the Bharati Vidyapith Institute for giving this opportunity. And wow, what an amazing crowd, guys! What an amazing crowd. So I just asked for one confirmation, and you guys are like crazy. You guys are really responding very well. So I appreciate your participation, guys, and I request everyone to keep up the great enthusiasm which you guys are having. And just like the everyday sessions, like we are having, continuing this session from last couple of months. So I hope you guys will also enjoy this session because this session gonna be very, very exciting. We will start with the basics and we'll try to reach to a stage where I will make sure that you guys will be able to build an application just like the generative AI application, all right, not like the ChatGPT kind of application, which will require some time and upgrading. So hope this is the in short, you can say objective for this entire FDP session. Obviously, I will introduce you with the formal agenda in a couple of seconds. So before that, good afternoon, everyone, and hope you guys are excited. Can I get a couple of confirmation and couple of thumbs up, guys? So we can start the actual agenda and everything. I know you guys are really excited. So just give me a couple of more confirmation, guys. So everything is smooth and fine. So we can start discussing agenda directly. All right. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you, sir. Mala Reddy, sir. Thank you. So yeah, once again, guys, good afternoon. Yeah, I welcome you to the series of the Chat GPT. And let me put it in a straight way, like what all the things which we will be learning and what you guys can expect from this entire session. All right. So guys, this entire agenda which we're going to talk about is around the Chat GPT only. But before we start and begin to understand what is this Chat GPT, how to play around it, what kind of application it is, where it is coming from, would you like to understand the history, like how it is coming up, why all of a sudden people are nowadays focusing on this kind of a Chat GPT kind of application, and why is that especially everyone going crazy about it, right? So in industry, if you to try to look at the different kind of a job description or let it be a kind of a research, everything is going on around this entire Chat GPT and around this entire generative AI kind of a session, prompt engineering. It's in demand, and if I'm not mistaken, nowadays there is a very, very high demand from the prompt engineers. These are their very promising career, and people are ready to pay like $200,000 to $300,000 for this kind of a job. And why is this things going on exactly, and why all of a sudden everyone went crazy and in the Chat GPT become talk of the town, what it took and how it is emerged, everything. So I am sure that you guys would love to learn these things, that how this entire thing coming into the picture. So that's why what we'll do is, guys, this is what the agenda look like. So first we'll try to understand what is this actually the generative AI. What is this generative AI? Because this Chat GPT kind of application, whatever application we are trying to see, this Chat GPT application, this Chat GPT application, guys, it is just the one example of the entire field which is called as generative AI. All right. So if I'm talking about the AI, we guys are already conducting the series on the AI. So you guys are well versed with the AI. Now everyone knows what is AI, and I'm sure everyone is now impacted by the AI. Everyone is using in their day-to-day lives what is AI, right? So we already know the AI. Now we need to understand how this entire Chat GPT term come into the picture, and where it belongs to, how it all of a sudden it has become so popular. and what has made it so special. So that is what we'll try to uncover, guys, in next 5 days. And in end of this fifth day, we'll try to demonstrate how you can build a one small application using this kind of a chat GPT kind of a application, right? So this is what the agenda will be. So before we start, we'll try to understand actually. So what are the different types of AI we have? And within that different type, how this generative AI fitting into the picture, okay? Fitting into the picture. And what is the difference between normal AI or narrow AI? And what is the difference between generative AI? And once we are able to understand what is generative AI, so you can easily understand how the chat GPT coming into the picture. Then we'll try to focus that how this entire chat GPT kind of application, which is called as generative AI. Okay, so generative AI, you'll come to know why I'm calling this as a generative AI, or why these people call them as a generative AI. So you'll come to know when I try to talk about it. I'll try to differentiate what is generative AI, what is normal AI, what are the different categories of AI, and then how can we associate this generative AI towards the current trend. So what are the impact, how this entire generative AI is reshaping completely the entire industry, IT industry, let it be a retail industry, entire industries are getting impacted. And obviously, whenever this kind of application entered in the system, in the market, or in the entire arena of BI, we were able to understand that people had a fear that I might lose my job, right? This is what the biggest fear they had. And I'll try to cover one PPT as well. I found out very funny pictures and memes around it. And people went crazy, like everyone started talking about that all the jobs will get automated and you will not be left with any job. So we'll try to bust the myth. We'll try to understand whether all your jobs will be taken by the AI or especially the generative AI. And before that, we'll try to understand. So when we understood that what is generative AI, we'll try to understand what are the different similar category of the tools which are available along with the chat GPT, which are the tool which are very famous. Okay. Let it be a DALI, let it be a chat GPT, let it be a GitHub Copilot, let it be a Scribe, or let it be a Mid Journey, or let it be a Llama, let it be a Bard. So we cannot miss Bard, or whatever the latest topic is there, Google Gemini. So all these kind of application will try to have a glimpse and why they are useful. Like we'll categorize the entire generative AI tools as per their categories. All right. And then once we are able to understand, then we'll start directly without doing the demo actually. So we'll try to keep this demo in the end, because once you have a deep understanding and once you are thorough with the entire frameworks which are required, like OpenAI kind of a frameworks, or let it be a vector database, let it be a prompt engineering, let it be a large language model application. So once you are able to thoroughly understand this, and then in the last time, we'll try to demonstrate how to build an generative AI application, right? And prior to that, guys, prior to that, what I want you to focus is, you should understand that what is the generative AI languages models are there. So in short, if you can say that there are the LLMs, large language models, and there are the large image models. Large image model, okay? Image model. So let me write it in proper way actually. So one is a large language model, which you guys already know, and one is called as large image model, okay? Large image model. So these are two different techniques actually. I will try to talk about it. And one of the technique is large language model. So which in terms is creating this kind of application, which is called as ChatGPT. So which is totally associated with the languages. And when I'm talking about large image model, so we are generating kind of a output which is into the images, which is into the videos, or which is could be a audio, speech to text. Okay. So that kind of, we'll don't worry, we'll try to focus, we'll not start haywire. So we'll try to go about it in a fine manner. We'll try to understand from very basics beginning, that how these things are started, what is the history. Then we'll try to understand what is the architecture of this large language model, what are different use cases. Then we'll try to focus on prompt engineering, what is the life cycle for entire generative AI. And then there is a main component for this generative AI topics or large language model, which is called as transformer, which is a very advanced topic in the domain of NLP, in the domain of the recurrent neural network, in the domain of the entire generative AI, and everything begin with the transformer. Actually, this is the beginning point where all this thing took shape, and now they gave a birth to this kind of a large language model. So obviously we need to understand how this transformer works upon. We'll try to focus on this kind of a transformer architecture. And then guys, once we are able to understand, then we'll try to understand how we can train this kind of a large language model. And in the end, like we'll build a one kind of application using LangChain, vector database, and the large language model. All right. So I guess everyone is now pretty aware that what entire week gonna look like, and hope you guys are excited. So guys, just let me know if you have any questions, any doubts, any queries in between. You can chat with me in the chat box. I'll try to take a couple of questions and then we'll try to continue. All right. So just like you guys already know the drill, so you guys are already attending this kind of a session, so no need to tell again. But you guys can any moment of the time, if you feel you want to ask anything, so you can go ahead. All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Aisha. Thank you very much for your confirmation. So guys, without wasting further time, let's move ahead then. All right. So let's move ahead and try to understand. So let me begin, guys. Let me begin this entire session with a one beautiful quote. And this quote, guys, which is actually the quote from the Alvin Toffler. This is a great guy, author, a futurist, or kind of a management guru, you can say. And what he spoke about, management guru, you can say. He's a management guru, author, futurist, and he's a very, very famous guy, no need to tell you. And I'll come to Sundar Pichai, sir, later on. So, guys, let me start our session with a very beautiful quote. And what Alvin Toffler said a few years back, that the illiterate of the 21st century, okay? So, illiterate of the 21st century will not be the one who cannot read and write, okay? Who cannot read and write, but the one who cannot learn, relearn, and unlearn the things, okay? So this is what he said. So I have modified his entire proverb and I'm trying to put it in this way, and I'm sure you will find it really amazing. So guys, illiterate of this century, okay, not the 21st century, but in the next century now. So one be the who will be the one who will be called as illiterate, guys? Obviously, you know, the one who cannot understand the generative AI, or in term, who cannot understand the AI, who cannot learn the AI, or who cannot relearn the AI, or who cannot unlearn the AI. All right. So mark my words, guys. Mark my words. So this is the author Vikas saying. So this is a bit fun, but don't take me seriously. So I am saying that this is, mark my words, this is gonna be true, guys, and I am sure you might have started experiencing the same thing. Nowadays, everything, let it be from the smartphones, let it be from the smartphones to let it be a smart watches, let it be your entire your life, or let's take a very simple example, like let it be a kind of a email writing which you guys are doing. Everywhere AI is involved, right? Everywhere AI is involved, and especially the generative AI is nowadays involved, right? So no need to tell you guys what is this example. So I'm sure, so you will be touched and you will be agreeing with my thought that the one who will be illiterate will be the person who cannot understand the generative AI. All right. And what this Sundar Pichai sir said is, the AI has made a profound impact on humanity, just like the fire, electricity, internet. And I'm sure you guys are agreeing to it, right? So AI is, guys, present everywhere now. You guys already know. So let it be insurance company, let it be a cyber security, let it be a smartphone, or let it be a social networking, let it be a defense, let it be a real estate, online shopping, aerospace, manufacturing, medical field, or let it be education field. Everywhere AI is present and making a profound impact on our life, right? So this is what the AI talks about. And then, guys, without wasting the time, like what is AI, we already know what is AI. And have you guys heard, just to summarize what is AI, and we'll try to focus directly on the types of AI, guys. Let me ask you guys, have you guys heard about the Chinese room conversation kind of a thing? Chinese room argument. The one I'm talking about is this one, Chinese room argument. This concept I came across and I found it very funny, actually. And this made me understand, guys. This made me understand this Alan Turing test and this Chinese room argument. Okay. So my question to you guys is, have you guys heard about this Chinese room argument? What is the exact concept? Can you guys, a couple of you, if you can tell me, if you are already aware of this concept, what is Chinese room argument? And then we can start our conversation around the AI and the type of AI, looking at this example of the Chinese room argument. So please give me confirmation, guys. Have you ever heard of this Chinese room argument? What is this Chinese room argument? Ever you got across this kind of a phenomena? All right, Anupama ma'am, awesome. So I guess you guys heard, Anupama ma'am is already aware. Ma'am, can you, okay, Kedar sir is saying no. So guys, whosoever heard, ma'am, can you just quickly give me a kind of a summary or gist, what is Chinese room argument? What is your understanding about the Chinese room argument? So we try to generalize it and we'll try to understand what is AI then, and what is making machine the intelligent, right? So when I try to talk about, ma'am, you can give me, you can reply me, and simultaneously I will try to continue. I'll try to take your reply, okay? So guys, what I want to say is, So when we're talking about the AI, right? So AI is nothing but everyone is aware now. What is AI? AI is like making the machines intelligent, right? The Chinese room argument, okay, ma'am has replied, let's understand what is her understanding. So Chinese room argument is not directed at weak AI, nor does it purpose to showcase how the machine can think. Searle says that the brain are machines and brain think. The argument is directed at the view of formal computation on the symbols can produce. All right, awesome, ma'am. Actually, what has done, Aisha ma'am, thank you. Thanks for this one. But what they have done is that Chinese room, when Surly guy, this John guy, when he brought up this concept, people started using this concept to understand whether the AI can be a smart like a human or not, right? Okay, Anuja ma'am has said one more thing. Digital computer existing a program cannot have a mind, understanding or consciousness, regardless of how intelligently or human like computer program may make a computer behave. Awesome, ma'am. Awesome. Thanks. But why I'm saying, yeah, I totally agree what you guys are saying. But I will try to generalize this example like Chinese room argument. And let me tell you in short, like what is this argument talks intended to refute a position. Awesome. Yeah. But how they are taking reference to this Chinese room argument to understand AI is, let's imagine this way. I will try to cut it short. Let's understand the entire motto behind this Chinese room argument is what they said is like if you are let's imagine that you are put it into a room with a Chinese guy, right? And this guy, you guys know your own language, and this Chinese guy knows his language, right? So Chinese guy cannot speak anything else from the Chinese thing or Mandarin, you can say, and then you guys can speak your language. Now the question out here is now you have to communicate with this guy, right? You have to communicate with the Chinese guy, and you have to understand what he's saying, and you have to act accordingly. So that is the entire quiz out here. And this to make this exercise, what they did is like they put in some kind of a reference material out here. All right. So what they did is like they put some kind of a reference material. They put some kind of a books, you can say, or they put some kind of a resources. I don't know what, paper, pen, or something like that. And they said like you have to talk to a guy who's a Chinese guy out here, and you have to make some conversation around it. And this is the Chinese guy C, and this is you. Like I can say this is me. So what I have to do is I have to make a use of this resource, and I have to understand this. And by using this kind of a resources, whether I will be able to successfully perform a conversation with this guy or not. Okay. That is the ability they are checking. And digitally machines which act intelligently more than, yeah, man. Kunal, yes, correct. So what they decided is that if this guy, human, okay, so if human can use these resources and can use these resources to understand the Chinese, and they can apply this for performing their job or objective, where the objective out here is to speak with a Chinese guy, right? Speak with a Chinese guy and to understand what is speaking, right? So, okay. Awesome. Anupama ma'am has given entire correct story. Okay. So thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Chinese full of Chinese book and all. Yeah, ma'am. Awesome. So Turing takes for understanding Chinese, but not he does not understand the word of Chinese. All right. Thanks, ma'am. Thanks for sharing. I really appreciate your effort. So, guys, in short, what I'm trying to say is, or what I'm trying to associate this entire Chinese room argument is, if you want to understand whether machines are intelligent or not, or whether machines are having the intelligence with them, or whether they can compete with the human or not. In short, what they said is like if you are put in with the Chinese guy in the room, and where which are in the Chinese, which could be a Chinese book, Chinese some kind of a translation, kind of a paper and resources. By using that kind of a book, whether you will be able to perform this job or not. And same test we can apply to a machines, whether machines will be able to use or understand these resources. And on the basis of the resources, if they are able to understand, think, and reasonably perform a cognitive activity, we can call them as a intelligent, right? This is what they are talked about, and this is how it become very popular, I know, guys. And then we are able to understand so what is AI and how the AI is behaving nowadays, right? So in short, guys, if I want to bifurcate this AI into the three categories, what I can say is the first category will be a weak artificial intelligence, second category will be a general artificial intelligence, and third category will be a super artificial intelligence. Okay, so these are my broader category. And before that, AI can be a software, AI can be a hardware. So hardware could be like drones, IoT kind of applications, smart watches, smartphones. So which in terms of the hardwares which are using the AI, and right in the AI program and the AI techniques in the background. And then software, you guys already know, like a virtual assistant, search engine, facial recognition kind of application, all these application like ChatGPT kind of application, all these application are just AI as a software, right? Then, so what is why I'm trying to focus and why I'm trying to tell you again this kind of a things is, let's try to understand that entire new domain has then come up. So which is called as general artificial intelligence, which in terms where the generative AI looks upon, where the generative AI emerges, right? So this is the field from where the generative AI is emerging. And this generative AI, guys, this gave a birth to the application which is called as ChatGPT. So to associate our topic, ChatGPT, we need to understand how this entire generative AI topic is all about and how this generative AI concept gave a birth to an application which is called as ChatGPT. All right. So in order to understand that, we'll try to understand what are my AI capabilities. One is capability which is called as weak artificial intelligence, which is also called as narrow artificial intelligence. Okay. What is weak intelligence? Let's imagine this way. So we have a AI, we have a AI technology. So this AI technology or AI software, let it be hardware, now it is able to get trained on certain specific task, okay, some specific task. I am trying to train this application, AI application, to perform a specific task. All right. So what could be some example? Let's take the example of the Amazon Alexa. Amazon, right? Amazon's Alexa. So if you are trying to talk to Alexa, and you will be able to perform a kind of a question answering, not actually question answering, you will be able to perform a chat with the Alexa by giving the voice commands, and you will be able to make the some kind of a task get done by her, right? Or let's take example when you guys are already using the Apple Siri. So I can speak to my Apple phone. I can ask, hey Siri, can you please open? Now my Siri is getting activated, guys. I try to put my phone away. So, hey Siri, can you please send an email to so and so guy and his happy birthday? And or can you please read an email and try to reply to this email, right? So this kind of a voice actions you are giving, and it is able to perform the task accordingly, right? But now what is the limitation out here is that they are trained on certain task only. So if you say, Siri, can you book an appointment with the doctor? And I am having a fever or cold. So he will not be able to respond, right? Because he's trained only on the certain application which are related to the my smartphone. So either you can check the email, you can send an email, you can speak to the email, you can play the music, or you can perform some tasks which are related to the phone. And then apart from that, it will not be able to perform the task, right? So that is what is called as narrow or weak artificial intelligence. They are trained, this kind of application are trained on a very specific task, right? Very specific task. Then second category comes in, which is very, very important, and which is called as general artificial intelligence. What this general artificial intelligence talks about, AGI area, right? So AGI. So now people are saying that we are in the world of AGI now. And so couple of years back, people like the godfathers of AI, even they're saying that the age to achieve the era of this AGI, guys, will require 1 decade, 1 to 2 decades, means 10 to 20 years. And this everyone got surprised by using this kind of application or this kind of a term which is called as generative AI. So when this generative AI came into the picture, people started to accept that now we are going to live in the era of this generative AI, which is called as the general artificial intelligence. Now, what is different from the narrow artificial intelligence? What is this general artificial intelligence? Let's try to understand this one. Let's imagine now this AGI, guys. This AGI is now, the machines are now tied to compete with the human. Simple. The machines or whatever the robots, drones, or whatever hardwares are there, whatever you would like to call them, you just call them. I am just calling them the dumb bots. And these bots are now trying to act smart. They are trying to learn more, and they're trying to learn the complicated things, and they're trying to behave just like the humans. So they are now having the ability to perform a thinking and the making the decision accordingly, just like the humans, and that kind of a competency, guys, called as artificial generative intelligence. All right. So what could be some examples? Some example could be self-driving car, where we need to have a spatial conscious. So we cannot train our system on very few kind of commands. So we need to have a general conscience. We need to have a cognitive ability. We need to understand and take care of the pros and cons, and then only we'll be able to successfully drive this kind of example, right? Or could be example just like the ChatGPT kind of example, or could be example where we spoke about the Amica. Okay, Amica is nothing but an engineering drawing robot where she can understand the engineering drawing, and these are nothing but the humanoid robots, right? These are the humanoid robots, and these robots are now able to perform action. They can understand the emotions, they can speak with you, they can understand your language, natural language, and they can reply you back in the human-like languages, only human languages, and they are able to understand just like the human brain, the perform the activity, they are able to understand the things. Or it could be a chat GPT kind of application, could be a self-driving car, could be a Ross, who's a legal attorney expert, or this kind of advanced humanoid robots which are able to perform a different task, guys. So this kind of activity or chat GPT kind of application which we going to uncover. So this kind of activity, this kind of a technique is called as general artificial intelligence now. And then there will be a third application which is called as super artificial intelligence, and this is not arrived yet, because what they says is that we are only seeing this kind of things. If you remember, if you guys have seen a movie I Robot, which is a Will Smith guy movie, and where the robots have decided now that why can't be they so intelligent they can start ruling the entire humanity, right? And the human become entirely the slaves to these robots, and they try to rule the world. So that was the concept which was shown in the I Robot movie, or let it be a Terminator movie, a famous guy Arnold, where entire things came into concept that these machines become so intelligent. This Skynet actually, this Skynet architecture. If you guys are already fond of this science fiction movie, I'm sure you will be able to relate this example which I'm talking about. Or let's take the very simple example, and which is very famous example of Iron Man movie, where you are able to see that the Iron Man, he keep on speaking to his personal assistant, right? Virtual assistant. That is a Jarvis. So this Jarvis guy, you guys have known, he is able to perform an amazing task. Like he can bring him a missiles, he can give him a parachute, he can give him a course, he can even perform an entire architecture. Let it be any kind of a task where human brain is required, entire human kind of activity required. Even they're trying to surpass the human activity, right? They are trying to surpass the human intelligence. That kind of activity is called as super artificial intelligence. And these are some examples which is not, as of now, is not possible to achieve this kind of application, right? So we are yet to achieve. We are yet to achieve this kind of application, super artificial intelligence. So where are we now? So we are past this domain. We are past this era of the weak artificial intelligence or narrow artificial intelligence, and now we are living in the era of the general artificial intelligence, and this is where it gave a birth to something called as, guys, generative AI. Generative AI. All right. So this is where we are going to focus now. All right. I think everyone is now well aware. So where we are focusing and what we're trying to understand. So let me move to next thing and try to understand. Then when I spoke about this generative AI, so what is this generative AI then? Exactly, right? So this is what now you guys are excited to understand. What exactly is this generative AI and how this generative AI is associated with the chat GPT, and what is this chat GPT has to do with the generative AI? It has to do with the AI. It has to do with the machine learning, right? So let's try to understand this one. All right, guys. So meanwhile, if you have any questions, any queries, please let me know in the comment box. I will try to take it. So let's try to understand what is generative AI actually. Because if you want to understand chat GPT, it is nothing but an application of the generative AI. It is just the simple one application, chat GPT. So we have a similar applications which are similarly performing the, or they are having the same capability just like the chat GPT. So this chat GPT is nothing but application, guys. The entire the field is called as generative AI. So let's try to understand what is this generative AI. Generative AI can also be termed as AGI, general artificial intelligence. And what general artificial intelligence says that the machines has the capabilities now, the or AI has the capability to perform the task. Sorry guys, sorry for that. AI has the capability to perform the task which are just like the human beings. Just like the human beings, they are able to perform the job, and you can replace the human kind of activity with this kind of a entire generative AI session. Now, what is this generative AI then? Okay, so we'll try to understand what is the generative AI and what is the difference between generative AI and a normal AI. All right. So first of all, we'll try to understand where this generative AI lies in terms of the entire AI domain. Okay. So let's try to understand. If I'm trying to talk about the AI, AI is the entire universe. Let's take this AI as an entire universe. And within that AI, guys, within that AI, we have something called as machine learning. You guys are already aware of this famous diagram. So this AI is the entire universe. Then if AI is a universe, then we have something called as machine learning. When I'm trying to focus on machine learning, when I'm trying to understand the machine learning is nothing but a kind of a statistical modeling, which is able to understand or fit a data into y equal to mx plus c, this kind of a statistical model, and which is mainly working on the structured data. So rows and column, this kind of a structured data I pass, and I will be able to get a prediction. This is what the machine learning talks about. And one part of this machine learning is deep learning, right? So we already aware what is deep learning. Deep learning using artificial neural networks to solve the problem, and the problem which will be able to solve this kind of a neural network it will be using rather than using the normal statistical model, right? So they will be using something called as artificial neural network, which are the exact copy of the human neural networks, and these are the artificial neural networks. And by using artificial neural network, they will be able to process the unstructured data. Unstructured data, right? So unstructured data, you guys are already aware. So if it is a video kind of a stuff, whether it is a audio stuff, whether it is a image, or whether it is a text data. So all these kind of a data which will be processed using the artificial neural network, and we will be able to get our predictions accordingly, right? So this is what is deep learning. Now, what is the deep learning? We have understood. What is machine learning? We have understood. What is artificial intelligence? We guys already aware. Then where this term generative AI fits in, okay? Let's try to understand. What is the generative AI? Guys, this generative AI is nothing but an amalgamation of entire techniques. So I would say amalgamation of entire techniques, but it specially focuses on the deep learning techniques. Specially focuses on the deep learning techniques. So we can say it is a amalgamation or a kind of a mixture of all the techniques of AI techniques, and it is trying to solve the use cases. It is trying to solve the use cases using the deep neural network kind of a techniques, deep neural network kind of a techniques, and which is mainly focused on the large language models. All right. When I'm trying to talk about generative AI focuses mainly on the large language models, LLM, which is called as LLM. So I will write here LLM. So generative AI, first of all, I will try to explain you what is generative AI. So before that, I'll try to tell you where is generative AI lies in the entire arena, where it is try to fit. It try to fit or try to focus here in the deep learning. So it is trying to use mixture of all the techniques, but it is only focusing on the deep learning, okay? Deep learning techniques, where it is trying to use the artificial neural network. Not artificial neural network exact, but they are trying to focus on the recurrent neural networks. In meanwhile, I try to explain you all the things. So let's first try to fit in this diagram where the generative AI fits in. So I said that it is a sub part, or it is trying to use the deep learning techniques, and this is generative AI, which is mainly focused on the two kind of a models. First model is called as large language model. Large language models. And the second kind of a capability which is trying to use is called as large image models. So large image model. Okay. So this is the backbone. You can call this as a backbone of the entire generative AI. All right. So when I'm trying to talk about the entire LLM, large language models. So these large language models, they are in the background using these two models actually. The model number one, which they will be using mostly the GPT models, which is called as generative pre-trained transformers. All right. Generative pre-trained transformers. Okay. And the second one which we'll be using, guys, will be called as generative adversarial networks. So this generative adversarial network, which are helpful for the large image models, and this GPT, guys, these GPT models, which is called as generative pre-trained transformers, which are possible, or which are used for the large language models. All right. So I think now you guys can understand whenever we try to talk about the generative AI thing. So generative AI is nothing but using a deep learning methods, focusing on the deep learning method, but it can use a mixture of all the things, right? So, but when I'm trying to talk about the generative AI is nothing but a AGI stuff, which is trying to perform a task just like the human being. Okay, just like the human being. So you are trying to perform a cognitive activity, you are trying to perform a language activity, you are trying to perform a creation activity, let it be a content creation, let it be a speech, let it be a recognition, all kind of a content creation, generation, recognition, analysis, cognition. All these tasks are done by the generative AI, which is called as artificial general intelligence. All right. And in the artificial general intelligence or the generative AI focuses mostly on the two approaches. Approach number one will be large language model, and approach number two will be the large image model. All right. So for large language model, we are using in the backbone, the basic model which we are using, the model which are called as generative pre-trained transformers model. Okay, generative pre-trained transformer. And for the large image model, so which in terms are producing the images, which are in terms producing the videos. All right. So which are in terms producing kind of animations, GIFs, All these things they are using in the background, guys, generative adversarial network, GAN. So these are the unsupervised models, some kind of unsupervised models you can say. So these GANs are kind of unsupervised models, and these GAN models are trained in the background, and these GAN are nothing but based on the artificial or recurrent neural networks only. Recurrent neural networks are used in the language models. The artificial neural networks plus the convolution neural networks are used in the generative adversarial neural network, and which makes this kind of a generative adversarial network, and which are the backbone of the large image model or video model. And the one model which we talking about, GPT models, are called as large language model, which are in terms using the recurrent neural network, but not exactly the recurrent neural network. They are using the advanced model which are called as LSTM model, GRU models. All right. So, or we can say the encoder decoder model. Encoder decoder model. Now you will be wondering that all of a sudden why I'm started talking this kind of a model, right? So we'll try to associate, we'll try to understand one by one, all these concepts and how this entire field is coming up. Okay. So before we go and start going deeply into the topics and try to understand, you guys already aware what is the long form of ChatGPT? Can you guys quickly ping me what is ChatGPT? Why I'm asking, because you try to associate or try to understand why I'm talking about this large language model and why these GPT kind of applications are used, right? So when I'm saying, guys, ChatGPT, can anyone tell me what is the long form of ChatGPT? So what is the long form of ChatGPT? You guys already aware, I know that. So I want to make sure that so we are able to understand or make association that why this ChatGPT kind of application they are using the large language model. Yeah, guys, anyone aware? So ChatGPT is called a generative pre-trained transformer. Awesome. Diksha, thanks. Diksha ma'am, thanks you for this response. Pramod Kumar sir is saying generative pre-trained transformers. Awesome. Kedar sir, thank you guys, thank you. So when I'm saying this ChatGPT kind of application, chat generative pre-trained transformer. Now why I ask you this? Thank you guys, Deepak, Kedar, Pramod sir, everyone, Disha, thank you very much for your answers. Guys, why I'm saying this, why I ask you, because if you try to understand this chat GPT application, they are nothing but they are generative pre-trained transformers, right? GPT models. They are nothing but the GPT model, generative pre-trained transformers. So these are the pre-trained transformer which are able to perform a conversational AI. Conversational AI, right? Conversational AI, and they are trying to work like just like the question answering, right? Question answering kind of application, right? So you ask a question, you give okay, no audio. So I guess you guys are able to hear me properly, guys. So Manisha ma'am is saying that she is not able to hear me. Okay, guys. Thank you for confirmation, Ramya. Yeah, Sandeep sir, thank you. So ma'am, maybe you can check your connection from your end. Okay. So I'm audible to most of you. So guys, what I'm trying to focus here or what we trying to understand here. Thank you guys. Thank you. Dr. Aisha ma'am, thank you. Irshad, thank you. What I'm trying to understand is when we try to understand the chat GPT, guys, when we have to understand the chat GPT or we want to build the chat GPT kind of model, chat GPT is nothing but a chat generative pre-trained transformer, right? So chat means what? They're trying to perform a question answering kind of application where we are trying to perform a human language detection. We are trying to ask in the human language, we are getting a reply in the human language, right? So this is kind of a model we have, and this model are nothing but based on the generative pre-trained transformer, right? So this is a large language model, guys. Try to understand. So there are two models actually, two approaches. One I spoke about LLM, large language model, and second I talk about the large image models or video models. So where now let me ask you, where then ChatGPT will be fitting, guys? What do you think now? We have understood that what is ChatGPT, where it will be fitting then? Awesome, Ramya ma'am, thank you. So who else, guys? Who else would like to answer me? Rishad, okay. Sonali, thank you. Awesome, guys. Now you can associate, right? Why I'm talking about generative AI, why I'm talking about large language model. So if you want to build an application, guys, which is just like the chat GPT, it is falling in the large language model. Large language model. It is nothing but a large language model, which is in terms, guys, which is in terms using the model, which is called as chat GPT. Kind of a model is using something called as GPT model. Generative pre-trained transformer models, guys. Okay, this is the base model. Now, if you want to build this application, guys, you want to understand what is the chat GPT. Now, you should understand the entire architecture, how these transformers works upon, right? So that is why I'm trying to focus more in the LLM side here. I'm not going into the detail for the GAN models. I'll try to give you a hint like how the GAN model works upon, what is the architecture of the GAN model, or what are these GAN model, what are these large image models. So I'll try to give you a hint, guys, but I'll try to cover both the sides. Like I'll try to focus more here on this series. We'll try to focus more on the large language model, because large language models are the model which are in terms creating the products which are called a ChatGPT kind of a product, which are in terms in the background, which is getting trained. The model, base model, which is getting trained is nothing but a GPT model. All right. So this much part we are able to understand now. Now guys, next topic. Now, once we are able to understand what is this entire generative, now we have not even understood what is generative AI. We have just understood that this chat GPT application now can be associated with the generative AI, and generative AI have two approach. One is large language model, one is large image model. So large language model use the GPT kind of models, transformer models, and this large image model, they are using something called as a GAN model. All right. This is what we have understood. Now we'll try to understand what is generative AI then. Now let's understand what is generative AI. Guys, generative AI, and now we'll try to understand why it is different for the narrow AI or small AI. Okay. So now what I said is generative AI, or when I'm trying to talk about the AI, or when I especially trying to focus on the narrow AI, narrow AI is what? Narrow AI is nothing but it is kind of an application which is trained on a particular task, a simple task. Below that task, if you try to go beyond that task and try to ask the questions, or you try to interact with the model AI thing, so it will not, it will fail to answer you, it will fail to predict. But this kind of a generative AI model, guys, these are different. They have a capability which are different for the normal language model or weak intelligence model, right? So what they have, they are trained, first of all, they are trained on the large language model or large kind of a image model, and they are able to generate, or they are able to generate something. So what is happening here? They are able to generate something. So what they are able to generate? Why they are called as generative AI? Because they are generating something. So you are giving input and they are generating some output for you guys. Okay. So that is a basic thing. That is a basic thing, how I can differentiate now. So you will be asking the same thing is there, right? So in narrow AI, we are giving input and they are giving me output, but they are giving output in terms of certain kind of a classes, categories, right? So probabilities. But here in generative AI, we are getting a result as a product, some kind of a product, some kind of a object here. So what is that object? Let's try to formally understand what is generative AI, guys. So when I say generative AI, it is a subset of AI, guys. It is a subset of AGI. I would say artificial general intelligence, which is able to generate, guys. Once you are able to provide the input data, once you are able to input the data, on the basis of the data, guys, on the basis of the learning, it is able to generate something called as text. It can generate text, it can generate image, it can generate a video, or it can generate a audio. It can generate a audio. So that, or you can generate a music out of this audio. So this kind of a model where you are giving some kind of input, and that input is construed, understood, getting trained on this kind of a GPT kind of a models, large language models or large kind of a image models, and it is able to generate, guys, text, images, videos, audios, or kind of a music out here. So that is called a generative AI. All right. So, but what is the difference between normal AI then? So normal AI, guys, you will be able to train your AI, you will be able to give an input to the AI, and maybe it will be able to generate something like this. So it will try to perform a classification, correct? So it can perform a classification, which in terms it can give you a probabilities or classes, class 1, class 2, class 3, or it can discriminate something. Yeah, guys, we'll try to focus more, okay? Nikita, I think you already covered this topic. Yeah, I'll try to take care, okay? So guys, let's try to compare them. So what are my generative AI application, right? So everyone now understood that what is now generative AI. So let's try to understand formally what is generative AI and what is the architecture of the generative AI. And once we understand the guys generative AI, how it is different from the discriminative AI, I know some of you might have attended the previous session, so maybe kind of a repetition, but it could be a good summary. So we'll try to understand what is the things all out, or we'll try to understand how this entire GPT application, right, came into the picture. So let's try to understand first. So what is generative AI? So generative AI, guys, if I take about the deep learning technique, one will be discriminative AI, one will be generative AI, like we spoke. I'm not going to spend much more time. So we'll try to focus more on the next chapter, guys. I know these basics are already covered, but it's always good to start with the basics, okay? So we have something called as, guys, artificial neural network. We have something called as convolution neural network. We have something called as recurrent neural network, right, in the deep learning techniques. And then, guys, we have a separate field which is called as now generative AI, which is using the GAN model, which we spoke about, or which are using a large language model, or which are using kind of a sequential modeling, guys, sequence to sequence. So this concept is very important, guys. We'll try to focus here on the sequence. Yeah, guys, we'll try to share the feedback with you. feedback in couple of minutes. Okay. So guys, here when I'm trying to talk about the generative model, so we are trying to understand that generative AI model, they are trained on this kind of a model, which are generative adversarial neural networks, or which are a kind of a value encoder model. So encoder decoder model, which are a part of the sequence to sequence training, guys. Sequence to sequence training. Okay. So something called as sequence to sequence training, actually. So we'll try to understand what is the sequence to sequence training, or there is a third part which is called as the guys LLM, large language model. So which you are using in terms, guys, kind of a GPT kind of a model, right? Generative pre-trained transformer kind of a model, or they can use something called as BERT model, right? Or which are in the basic, they are using the LSTM and GRE models. Okay? So these are some models which are the base model, and when we try to arrange this kind of a model, guys, in a complex architecture, we can try to perform this kind of a transformer kind of application, right? So this is what the generative AI is all about. So guys, when I try to discriminate between these two techniques, what we understood is that if we try to give an input and try to get output, which is called, let's imagine simple, if you're trying to focus on this kind of input, which is trying to give your types of music as a data, and then you will be able to have a model, which could be a recurrent neural network, LSTM neural network, and this will be able to give a output as a classification, right? Output as a classification, which we could be a rock music, classical music, or romantic music. So this kind of a technique is called as discriminative technique, right? And in the generative technique, guys, what is happening is if you try to give an input as a music now. So what models we have? We have a GAN models, we have a autoencoder models, GPT kind of a model, which will able to understand the data, and they will be able to generate something here. They'll be able to generate something, generate a new music. Let's take the example, right? So what is happening here? I'm passing music, guys. I'm able to generate a new music out of it, right? But here in the discriminated technique, I'm passing the music and able to get a classification of music, right? Whether it is a rock music, classical music, romantic music. There is no generation happening out here, right? We are not trying to generate anything new, guys. So that's make the generative AI different from the other category, right? So this is what the generative AI is all about. All right, guys. So then when we talked about the generative AI, so if you want to, guys, if you want to make an expert in the generative AI field, or if you want to understand that if you want to get trained, if you want to train a GPT kind of application, so what are the things which are required to understand? All right. So first we'll try to understand the roadmap, guys, and then we'll try to focus something or less than the large language model. What is large language model? What are the use cases? Okay. And then we'll try to understand the application, which I'll try to take you the different generative AI tools. Okay. And then I'll try to showcase you some tools here. What are the generative AI tools and how they're able to perform some use cases application, guys. And then we'll try to understand that how this entire actually the generative AI stuff, which is called as a GPT kind of a model application, how they're getting trained. Okay. And then I'll try to showcase you one more architecture, guys, where which is from the large image side. Okay. So whatever the application, ChatGPT application I'm talking about is the LLM side. And one more application is there, which is you might have heard of it. This is the DALI, guys, which is also from the platform OpenAI. And this DALI is nothing but it is trying to generate the images based on the text, right? So we'll try to understand what kind of application they are trying to generate or what kind of architecture it looks like. So today we'll try to keep it this way, guys. So we'll try to understand. This is what I'm going to showcase you in a couple of more minutes. All right. So I think some of you are saying that we already discussed some of the topics. So that's the reason I wanted to showcase you that what all the things we're going to cover here today. And then, guys, from tomorrow onwards, okay. Nikita, thanks for bringing this to the notice. From tomorrow onwards, once I am able to tell you this kind of architecture, how the ChatGPT kind of architecture look like, how the DALI application, which is same application from the OpenAI, but which is used for the generating the images, and the ChatGPT application, which is a large language model application, right? So we'll try to discuss this architecture today, and then we'll try from tomorrow onwards, guys. From tomorrow onwards, try to focus more on the prompt engineering. We'll try to understand what is this prompt engineering, what is this vector databases, how the entire generative AI application or this large language application has the architecture. So I will try to draw this architecture. We'll try to understand in a couple of minutes what is the history that what gave a birth to this kind of application. And then we'll try to focus more on building the application, guys. All right. So hope now you'll find it interesting. All right. So guys, first of all, let's try to understand what is the entire roadmap. If you want to understand the large language model, what is the roadmap, where to start, and how you can become an expert in the field of generative AI, right? I know you guys have already seen this kind of application. So what I will focus is that you start from this third pillar, okay? Third pillar, if you want to build an application just like the ChatGPT, okay, just like this one, ChatGPT kind of application, where to start actually? What are the things you need to learn, or what is the basic understanding? What are the prerequisites you should have? Okay, that's what we're going to talk about. So, guys, first of all, the prerequisite will be you should be able to understand what is artificial neural network, what is convolution neural network. Okay, so once you understand what is ANN, how it works upon, then once you are able to understand how the convolution neural network works upon, then you have to understand something called as RNNs, how the recurrent neural networks works upon. Okay? And once you are able to understand what is the recurrent neural network, guys, then for the recurrent neural network, so there was some disadvantages that if I try to pass the more data, the huge amount of data, it will not able to understand the entire sequence. Okay. So what are the disadvantage with the recurrent neural network is, so when we try to perform a kind of a task which requires the huge input of the chunk of the data, at that time, recurrent neural network, guys, it was not able to perform an entire kind of a application, was not able to perform a sequencing in proper manner. So it was able to perform a sequencing or linking of the sentences for very few sentences. But when we passing a large number of sentences or large data, guys, at that time, this recurrent neural networks were failing. And that gave a birth, guys. That gave a birth to an advanced model, which is called as LSTM. Okay, LSTM, which is a long short-term memory model, which I will speaking upon. I will try to tell you also this model. Today, I will try to showcase you the architecture as well, if possible, if the time permits. Then, guys, tomorrow onwards, we'll try to focus more on the transformer side, how the transformer architecture look like. Okay, and then from the transformer architecture, guys, we'll try to understand the prompt engineering, how to perform a training, how to perform a supervised fine-tuning, how to perform all these steps, right? So guys, before we understand this concept, let's try to focus here that what is the things we require, what are the prerequisites if you want to build an application just like the ChatGPT, or you want to build this kind of a knowledge or expert in the generative AI field, right? So everyone now understood what is generative AI. Generative AI is nothing but you will trying to generate the things. Like if you try to give an input, it will be able to generate an image, it will be able to generate a text, it will be able to generate an audio or video, right? So that kind of a language models, one is called as language model, one is called as large language model, one is called as large image model. So these are the basic two approaches, and where we are using a GPT kind of application, GAN kind of application, right? So which are in terms using transformer, GAN models, and then sequence to sequence model is happening. So I'll try to link the things here. Let's try to understand how the journey starts upon. What is the history? So what is the history of this ChatGPT? In order to reach to the ChatGPT, where to start? Okay, that's why I'm trying to showcase you this thing. So guys, first of all, starts everything with the artificial neural network. Then we'll try to understand something called as convolution neural network. And once you are able to understand how the entire audio video feature selection is done, which you already completed, then you guys should understand that why recurrent neural networks are important. So we have seen that recurrent neural network, they are able to process the sequential data. Sequential data, guys. So sequential data is nothing but time series kind of a data, text related data, right? Where we have to perform a different task related to the text or sentences or human languages, where we require some kind of a context. We need to understand the linking between the words, and we will be able to interpret the entire word, and we will be able to perform a different kind of a task, which are called as like speech translation, speech generation, text summarization, next word prediction, right? Or let it be a sentiment analysis, emotion analysis, this kind of application, right? So guys, but what they understood, what is the history like, where if you want to understand this OpenAI, this ChatGPT kind of application, you want to design this capital application. So how the history started, how the entire thing started, need to understand. So first they developed something called as recurrent neural network, guys. This recurrent neural network, they were able to perform a sequential data. They were able to perform a task on the sequential data, where they are able to analyze the time series related data, data which is related to text, languages, language translation, prediction, or all the other things which you already spoke about. But they have certain kind of a limitation, guys. So whenever we are trying to pass a more data, which is like more than 10 to 20 sentences, they are able to lose the concentration. They are not able to concentrate. They are not able to perform a linking, and they were able to lose the concentration. That is the problem with the recurrent neural network. And that's why these guys gave a birth to an advanced model, which is called as large language model. One of the basic of the large language model, which is called as LSTM, long short term memory, LSTM model. So now what happened is LSTM model, they have a something called as memory cell. Memory cell, memory cell, then they have an input gate, they have an output gate, and they have a something called as now update gate. Update gate, right? So this kind of architecture they gave, again, it was based on the recurrent neural network only, guys. and they were able to create a connection, kind of a connection between the sentences. They're able to hold the entire chain of the thoughts, and that's how they're able to perform an advanced task, right? And then that's also gave a birth to kind of a model which is called a GRU model. GRU and LSTM model, they become very famous, guys. So that is why you should understand, once you understand the recurrent neural network here on the third layer, you should be able to understand how the GRE and LSTM work upon. What are the advantage, what are disadvantage, what is this update gate, input gate, and GRU also had a different kind of weight, which they have a update gate, which they have a different gate of memory cell kind of a gate, just similar to the LSTM. Okay? GRU also had different gates, and basis of these gates and recurrent neural network as a background, guys, they were able to perform a better task. But what they understood is that when we're trying to pass a more kind of a data, right, as compared to this. Okay, guys, I will resend the feedback link. Okay? So don't worry. I'll try to share the link again. All right. Just a moment. I'll share the link again with everyone. So guys, actually, I'm not able to copy the thing.
1 minute, I'm sending that.
Yeah, okay, Aman, you can send.
Yes.
Thank you, Aman. So guys, let's try to understand. If you want to become a expert in this, where to start? So you start with the recurrent neural network. You have to understand what is the recurrent neural network, how the backward propagation, forward propagation happens. And then guys, once you are able to understand this backward propagation, forward propagation stuff, right? So then you have to understand the advanced model which are created here. Okay. So yeah, guys, Kaushal, you can go ahead and take a break. Actually, I'm talking about the roadmap only. So after that, you guys can even continue. So there is no problem. So you can take a break and continue, Kaushal, okay? But I'll try to continue, guys, because we have only 20 minutes and we have to share at least 30 minutes, 25 minutes. So we have to cover the basic topics, right? So guys, first things we'll be learning ANN, then convolution neural network, then recurrent neural network is the base, guys. So if you want to understand the large language model roadmap, guys, everything has to start with the ANN, then CNN, then RNN. And once you guys are able to comfortably understand the recurrent neural network, what are the limitations, guys? They have an advanced model, which is called as LSTM here. LSTM and guys, GRU model. Okay? GRU model, which were able to understand and create some kind of a memory state, update gate, and information gate. And by using that, guys, they were able to store the information. They were able to store the context of the models, right? So this is what they gave birth to the advanced model, guys. And then they were able to create entirely the different application, which are the complex version of the LSTM model, which gave a birth to this kind of a model, which is called as transformer, guys. Which is called as a transformer model. So there was a famous concept which came into the picture, guys. So where they were able to understand that they want to perform a text translation, right? So how this thing started actually. So whenever the Google first time, guys, Google first time, they wanted to perform a machine level translation, right? Machine level translation. Machine level translation means, guys, if I'm trying to speak in English and you are trying to convert that into the German, right? So this kind of application which we are talking about, okay? So guys, Amar has shared everyone with everyone this attendance link. You can go ahead and mark your attendance and feedback. Okay. So he has shared with everyone, guys. Please utilize that link and mark your attendance and feedback. All right, guys. So how this thing started? Okay. Actually, try to understand here. Yeah, guys, this PPT will be uploaded. So I don't know whether it will be shared on the group or not. So that the Amar and colleagues can tell you. Okay. So, but this PPT will be available in LMS, guys, from where you can take the reference. Okay. So, guys, what happened is, guys, whenever the people wanted to understand, okay, wherever people wanted to understand the task which is performing the machine level translation task, right? So, if I'm trying to speak in, let me rub this thing here. If I'm trying to speak in English, okay, and I want to convert that to the German or some other language, or let it be a local language. So, I am speaking in English. I want to convert that in the into the different language or own language, Hindi. Let it be Hindi. Let it be a Telugu, guys. So at that time, what is happening is whatever inputs we are passing, guys, whatever inputs we are passing. So we are passing a huge chunk of a data, and that data has to be converted exactly similarly with a reference to the different corpus, which is in the different language. At that time, this model failed, guys. This model failed, and they require some model which is called as which will be able to take care of this advanced things, right? So which will be able to take care of the advanced thing, and that is why they first guys, they first time they came up with a concept which is called as machine level translation with the neural machine level translation with the attention model, right? Around I would say around in 2015, guys, the entire thing started back where they were able to perform a machine level translation. And in 2015 or 2016, guys, they published one paper which is called as neural neural machine translation, guys, neural machine translation uh, with attention. Okay, so this history goes back where, guys, they try to face some problem with this LSTM model, or GRE model, which were not able, not having a capability for this sequence to sequence modeling. Guys. Sequence to sequence modeling. Let me tell you what is this sequence to sequence modeling. Okay, so this sequence to sequence modeling is which is, guys, required for to perform a task which is called as a machine level translation task. Like I'm speaking in English, I'm able to perform or split the data or transform that data into this kind of application which is called as this transform application, and which will be able to transfer the entire English language into the some other language words. Okay, so that kind of application is called as sequence to sequence. Actually, there are different tasks, guys, in a sequence to sequence. I will tell you. Okay. So, but try to understand in short. Like, I don't want to go in detail, like, because in a transformer lecture, which we going to understand the entire architecture. If you want to understand the large language model, you have to understand the transformer architecture. At the time, I tell you, like, what is happening is when we're trying to perform a machine level translation. Okay. So we require something called as sequence to sequence processing. Sequence to sequence processing. I'll explain you in detail. What is this sequence to sequence processing? What is called as one to many, many to one. Okay, there is many to one, one to many. Okay, many to many translations are there. So we'll understand these use cases with example, guys. I'll tell you, but in short, if you try to understand that what gave a birth to ChatGPT kind of application is, it is started somewhere in the recurrent neural network, guys. Recurrent neural network was not able to handle the data, and they gave a birth to LSTM model, GRE model. But this LSTM model, GRE model, still they had some kind of a gaps, guys. Some kind of a gap means they were not able to hold the entire huge data for this kind of a sequence to sequence modeling. Sequence to sequence modeling require a huge data to be processed, and they need to keep a connection between this kind of a data, right? So that is why they gave a birth to something called as transformer models. And in the transformer model, everything started, guys, somewhere back in 2015 and 16, where they published the paper which is called as a neural translation with neural machine level translation with the attention. Okay. So they understood that they require something called as attention model, because what is happening is why attention. Let's try to understand why attention and what is this transformer they try to talk about is they understood in 2015 or 16, guys, whenever they published this paper, which I spoke about. The 2015, let me write it in a proper way actually. So this paper was published in 2015 on 2016. Okay. So this paper spoke about, guys, neural machine translation. Okay. Neural machine translation with, okay, with attention actually. With attention. So this was the paper, guys, which was published by one of the colleague who was working in the Google Brain. Okay. Google Brain. His name is I don't remember actually his name. I'll try to give you his name actually. This guy was the head of a Google Brain project, a machine level translation project, and he published this paper, guys, research paper, which is called as neural machine level translation with attention actually in 2015. And they understood that if you want to perform this task, whether I am talking about a German language, from German to English, or from English to German, or let it be Hindi to Tamil to Telugu, other languages, or Kannada languages, guys, I require something called a sequence to sequence processing. Sequence to sequence modeling processing means what? I am passing some kind of a sequences here, some words like this way. I love machine learning. Let's take the example. I love machine learning. Okay, this is what I am saying. And if you want to convert this, guys, if you want to convert this word in the German, so what should I write? Ich liebe, liebe machine learning. Ich liebe machine learning means I love machine learning. So what is happening here, guys? Whatever I is there, I is getting converted into ish. The love is getting converted into libe, and machine learning has the same word, machine learning, right? So this is happening. This is called a sequence to sequence means if, or let's imagine this way that I'm trying to pick one more word. I'm trying to write one more sentences, guys. Why I'm trying to explain you like why this is gave birth to this entire history of sequence to sequence modeling. And what we need to understand here is Guys, that let's imagine that I am writing a sentence that the HDFC Bank, the HDFC Bank, okay, HDFC Bank got robbed. The HDFC Bank got robbed. Now, guys, this bank, whatever the bank is there, HDFC Bank, I'm just giving example, okay? So the bank which is having a connection with the HDFC, which is having a connection with the word which is got robbed, right? On the basis of this connection, guys, basis of this attention actually. So means what? I'm trying to give attention to my previous words. So I need to give attention to the previous words and try to create a kind of a chain of thoughts. Chain of thoughts, guys, chain of thoughts. And by using this kind of a chain of thoughts where I'm trying to give attention, guys, by using attention only, I will be able to perform a sequence to sequence learning, sequence to sequence translation. And that is why they publish a paper which is called as neural machine level translation with the attention, okay, with the attention. Okay, so Irshad, what you exactly want to ask? Hypothesis means? Can you please elaborate so I will be able to explain? Okay. So guys, they created this kind of a things that where you require a chain of thoughts, where you require a entire understanding of the previous words, and that's why they published a paper that they wanted to understand that if you try to give attention is what is required, guys. The attention is a main important thing. So attention is what is required to perform this kind of a sequence to sequence modeling. And they brought a next paper again. They brought a next paper which is called as attention, okay, attention all you required, attention all you required, okay, and that gave a birth, that attention all you required, right? I know, forgive me for my handwriting. Attention all you required, which was published in 2018, guys. This research paper was published in 2018 and which gave a birth to this kind of a model called as transformer model, guys. Transformer model. Yeah, Arshad, correct. Your understanding is correct. Like a chain of thoughts, like instances, we create a hypothesis. Correct, guys. So this is what we are talking about. And the history goes back with from 2015 to 2016, where they published the first neural machine level translation, neural machine level translation with the attention to the attention all you need. Because so when we understood that if I want to perform this kind of a machine level translation, guys, I need to have attention with the previous words. I need to understand the keep thoughts, keep a chain of the thoughts, and then I can translate this entire thing, sir. That is why they published one paper which is called as attention all you need. And that time it gave a birth to this kind of a transformer model, guys. Transformer model, which we'll understand in detail, like what is this transformer model, what is this happening. Okay, and then from 2018, guys, from 2018, they gave a birth to called as a transformer models. And then from this transformer models, they created a GPT-1 application, generative pre-train application, the BERT models, right? So bi-directional encoding representation for the transformer. This is what the topics are all about, okay? So BERT model, BERT, guys, transformer model, bi-directional encoder decoder representation for the transformer. They gave a birth to something called as VAE, value encoder decoder, value attention encoder decoder, and then gave a birth to this kind of a model, guys, BERT model, then transformer model, then GPT-1, and then GPT-2, okay, GPT-2, and then the guys GPT-3 was published. And after that, whatever the ChatGPT you guys are able to see now, so that is nothing called as, guys, GPT 3.5. GPT 3.5. Okay. And then they have also recently published the GPT-4 model, right? So which you have a ChatGPT 4 model. So guys, this is what the brief history is there actually. So everything started in 2018 when they published the paper which is called as attention you all need. And why we require the attention? Because when I'm trying to perform this kind of a complex task, like when I'm trying to translate one languages to another language, guys, at that time I require attention, I require a chain of the thoughts, I require to focus on my previous words, which were not done by this kind of a LSTM model or GRU model out here. And that is why it gave a birth to transform model in 2018. After that, guys, everything went viral. They created GPT, GPT-1, GPT-3 model. And now the latest model, which is a ChatGPT model, which is nothing but a ChatGPT, GPT 3.5, guys, GPT 3.5, which is created by the company which is called as OpenAI. All right. So now I think you guys are able to understand what is the history, that how this ChatGPT came into the picture. And if you want to become expert, guys, you need to learn the transformers, you need to learn the BERT models, you need to understand what is this LLMs are all about, right? And then once you are able to understand, what is prompt engineering, how this entire supervised fine tuning is done, so you can create an application around it. All right, guys, I think you found out this history very well. And now you guys are know, right, what is the things you need to learn upon. So let me quickly go to these things. So I have enlisted guys for your reference. So you start with the Python, then learn the things which is called as NLP domain. So I also included the timeline, how much time you will take. Then the basic concept of the deep learning, guys, the advanced topic of the deep learning, RNN, GRU, bio, LSTM, encoder, decoder model. And then guys, you can create something called as the GPT-2, GPT-3 models. And then you have to understand some kind of a framework, guys. If you want to create a GPT application, you have to understand the framework which is called as LangChain. We try to understand this LangChain as well, guys. I try to focus and we'll try, if possible, guys, we'll try to create a application using the LangChain actually, LangChain and vector databases, guys. So once you guys understand the transformer model, okay, then you have to understand the LangChain, which is a framework, guys, to create this kind of a GPT application, which is an open source, guys. Large language model like Google Palm is there, Bard is there, Falcon is there. Hugging Face is, guys, one more platform which is required to create a, just like the OpenAI, the Hugging Face is one more application where you can deploy and you can get a pre-trained model also. The pre-training of the something called as supervised learning, or you can take the transfer learning as well. So we have something called as a transfer learning concept, guys. This transfer learning concept was very famous in the computer vision model, but they try to replicate this concept. Okay, let me write it in a proper way. The transfer learning model. Transfer learning models were replicated in the language domain. Okay, in the language domain, because they were previously present in the vision domain, where we are trying to manipulate the data which is called as the image data, video data, and we had a different pre-trained model which are called as a transform learning model. Let it be a Google Net, let it be a guys ResNet model, or a YOLO model which you already seen, guys. This is also a model. Google Net, ResNet, Bard, or this kind of how to apply this this 1 month Python programming course and what are the charges. Nisha, you can speak to these guys. You can drop an email to XLR, so they will help you. Okay. So this is what the entire. So guys, nowadays, see, if you want to become a prompt engineer, okay, I will explain you the what is the salary, what is the career path look like in couple of minutes, guys. That is what my agenda was all about. So I wanted to show you the entire roadmap, and you can get in touch, Nisha, actually, with these people, and they will help you. Okay, with the XLR team. Guys, what we are trying to talk about, okay, what we are trying to talk about here is try to understand. So once they are able to understand this kind of a model, then we have to understand this LangChain application, this Hugging Face application, which is an open source application, which will be help to deploy the model as well. And you can download the pre-trained model, guys, which is called as transfer learning actually. The transfer learning concept was present, guys, in the vision model. Now they are brought that concept in the language modeling as well, right? Language modeling. And that language modeling pre-trained transformer model, or which is called as a ChatGPT kind of a model, LLM model, Mistral CB, ChatGPT 4, LLMA, okay, Falcon, all this kind of Google Palm, guys, this kind of a models, all right. So this kind of a models are there which you can use and you can customize them. These models are already available, guys. You can customize this model for your own data, and you can create your own ChatGPT kind of application. Okay, so you can create your own ChatGPT. Can RNN be used along with the CNN for the image processing to analyze sequential MRI data? Actually, Ramya ma'am, let's try to understand that if you want to perform a MRI kind of a data, at that time, what we have to do is you have to solely use for the first thing. What you have to do is you have to perform a feature selection technique using the convolution neural network. And once you are able to do a feature selection technique, everything, then you can use that features which will get converted into kind of a vectors, and then you can apply that vectors kind of a numerical data. That numerical data can be used as a RNNs for performing that sequential modeling. Because in the medical domain, guys, mostly they are using the recurrent neural networks only, but or the LSTM or transformer models for the sequential processing. Like you can understand this. What you can call as protein sequencing, right? So, or our entire genome sequencing kind of a field, right? So they are using this recurrent advanced transformer kind of a models there for the sequential data. All right, I think I am able to answer you, ma'am. Okay. But solely try to understand that if you are passing an image, that image data has to be convoluted first by using the convolution neural network. You can extract the features. Once the features are extracted, that will be converted to the matrices. And once that matrices is converted, then you can apply a recurrent neural network there. So which will perform a sequential task, sequential modeling. Okay. So this is how the architecture will look like this. All right. So LangChain, guys, is the the framework where we can build a large language model as. So this is a framework. Then you have to understand the Hugging Face. Then you have to understand one more important thing. See here, what we are talking about, guys. We are talking about the huge data. So huge data like Wikipedia, entire Wikipedia data. So that Wikipedia data, when we try to take that data, we are trying to encode that text data in some kind of a word to vector data, right? What these words are taken and converted to the vectors. So this vector has to be stored somewhere, right? So that's why we need to understand what is the role of the vector databases. So this is very famous concept. Then we have to also understand how we can deploy this kind of a large language model using this kind of a cloud like AWS, Azure, LangSmith is there, LangServe is there, guys. LangServe and LangSmith, these are the two applications from the LangChain only, where you can deploy the different model, or Hugging Face, I told you. Okay, Hugging Face is there where you can deploy the large language model. LangSmith and LangServe are coming from the LangChain only, and you have a AWS, which is Amazon Azure from the Microsoft, guys. Or you can use a GCP as well for the large language model deployment. All right, guys, this is an end-to-end thing. So if you want to become an expert, this is what the things you should be knowing: vector databases, the prompt engineering, so which we'll talk about, then LangChain, then this kind of a transfer learning models like GPT model, LLMA model, Google Palm model. So you should be able to do a transfer learning concept. So transfer learning concept means you can use these models and you can customize them. Yes, guys, salary I will talk about. Just give me one moment. I am going to explain all these things now. All right. So guys, what is the large language models then? Okay, what is the large informative roadmap? Okay, thank you. So guys, I know we have a 5 minutes. So I will try to quickly wrap up the things. I will come back to these things. What is the large language model and what are the use cases? Okay, large language model in short words, if you want to understand that, the fundamental models, like I told you, transformer kind of a model, right? So this use the transformer kind of model. But before that, if you are to understand what are the large language model, guys, large language model are the machine learning model which can be trained on a massive data set, huge data set. What kind of a huge data set? Let's take the example that you are trying to train your model on the Wikipedia, entire Wikipedia, or entire web data which is available on the Google or entire online search, right? So that kind of a data, massive data set you are trying to train, and then which is created by the human, guys, which is human generated data, and for that statistical pattern finding, and they are trying to replicate the human like capabilities, right? So that is in short the definition of large language model. Means simply, if you want to say that what is large language model, the machine learning language model, they are trained for the months, for the days, for the months on a special hardware which consists of billions of parameters. You guys already know what is parameter. When we generated the artificial neural network, when we generated a convolution neural network, we are able to see that in the diagram that lakhs and lakhs of parameters are generated. What are my parameters? My weights and biases. My weights and biases, because I have an equation y equal to wx plus b, ws plus b, this kind of equation. So x is given to me, w and b are my parameters, and this kind of a multiple weights are there. So 1k, around 1k or 1 lakh of parameters getting generated. Here the billions of parameters are there because the model is used, and these billions of parameters get trained, okay, with a large amount of a memory with a large processing power, right? And they're getting trained for the months, and they're ready to perform a task using the natural languaging prompts, rather than giving a query or kind of a code, guys. We have to give a natural language prompt. What is prompt? Prompt means a kind of a query only, but we are talking in a human-like language. Human-like language, you are asking the question and they are giving us the reply, right? So that kind of a models are called as large language model, right, guys? Large language model. So if we understood what is large language model, let's take the example. So if I say, where is the Ganymede located in the solar system? This is the question I'm asking to my large language model. So it will be able to give me a reply that's this way. So I have asked one question. So this is nothing but one prompt. I gave a question which is called as a prompt, and then written, guys, I got a completion answer. So which is called as, this is Ganymede is a moon of Jupiter, and it is located in the solar system with the orbit of Jupiter. This kind of answer it gave me, right? So that kind of a capabilities which where I'm trying to call as an inference, right? So we are trying to pass one prompt which is a human like a query, and it is able to understand that model, large language model, and it will be able to give you a completion using this kind of answers, right? So this called as entire inference process is done by this kind of a model, and where we can call this as a question answer kind of a chatbot. So, or you can write you can give a heading, one kind of a prompt, and it will be able to generate an entire summary for you. It will be able to write an entire essay for you. It will be able to generate a report. It can generate a language translation, guys. It can generate a code. You can say please write me a code to generate a machine learning language model to forecast the sales. It will be able to generate the code, or it will be able to perform an information, generate an information, like you are trying to ask that, can you please create a text around these images, right? So that kind of a things, all these capabilities are large language model capabilities, guys. All right. So I am not going to cover this. I'll keep it for your references, guys. What are advantages? Like we can perform a cost saving, we can perform advanced decision making and all. So there is a lot of implication which are going to perform, and there are some problem like I'll talk about these problems also. Tomorrow hallucination, inaccuracies, biasness, ethics, redundant things. Okay. So before that, guys, I would like to showcase you today. So what are the generative AI tools available in the market and how we can bifurcate? And guys, I will take only 5 minutes to end up this session. I hope you guys will be very curious to understand. So what are kind of a tools available? So I curated, guys, this kind of a list. So according to the process, like according to the task, if you want to perform a text to image, so you're giving a text and you want to generate image, this is the application, DALI 2, which we'll talk about. Or diffusion models are there, Mid Journey is there, guys. You have heard of this Mid Journey, Diffusion, DALI 2, right? So Bomb is there, Bomboy.ai is there, Stable Diffusion models are there, right? Imagen is there, DALI 2 is there, Mid Journey is there, right? So this model, they accept the text, guys, and they generate an image for you. Or if you want to generate a video, so there is a model called as Runway. Kai model is there, Synthesia is there, guys. So these kind of a tools are there. Guys, ChatGPT is just one tool. So this is why I wanted to showcase that ChatGPT is not a one tool. There are a lot of tools, and according to the task they are performing, I created here. So where the ChatGPT stands here, OpenAI. So here is the ChatGPT. We provide a text, it will be able to generate a text, guys. And like that, there are many other things are there. Like you have a Bard also, you have a Copilot also, right? So text to code, you have a GitHub Copilot, you have a something called as Bard, you have other applications. Like content to content creation, post wise is there. So some popular example I give again, guys. This is not limited. Or you want to give a text and it will generate a music for you. So music lab is there, right? So build a AI tool. If you want to build AI tool, this kind of applications are available. All right, guys. So these are some popular tools, and according to their task, what kind of a task they are trying to do, we'll be able to generate a tool accordingly. And this is what the entire generative AI tools look like, right? For the image domain here also, I've covered various tools. Like if you want to generate the image, you want to generate a video, you want to generate a text, or you want to generate any kind of a research topics or 3D diagrams or speech generation, guys. All right. So let it be a code generation. Not only one, there are multiple applications are there, just like the ChatGPT, which can create, like GitHub Copilot is there, right? The Microsoft Pilot is there. Then there is a Cogram. There is a one more application is there, guys. So all these kind of application are helpful. So I think you will find it very helpful. Now coming back to this question, now how the things works, okay? So this is the example, guys, GitHub Copilot. So now what is the use of this GitHub Copilot, which can generate the terms, right? Let's imagine this way. So this GitHub Copilot, guys, what we can do is we can ask, put one code here, right? This is the code. Now I can ask this entire GitHub Copilot that can you please explain this code, guys? Now you can see this GIF. So I have written a note here. Can you please explain this code? And it is able to generate an entire prompts here for me, like in detail explanation, guys. In the first diagram here, if you are trying to see this one, okay. So this, guys, this is a GitHub Copilot application. So if you try to look at this application, guys, so I have given one prompt, I have given one code actually, and I asked it to, can you please explain me the code? It is able to give me entire explanation of the code, what line of a code is doing what, right? So this is one more example, guys, the code generator example, right? So then there, if you try to look at this example, okay, so which is able to generate a code like this one, ChatGPT. So I am giving a prompt that can you please generate a Python code for using the IDEA, guys. You can see here it is able to generate the entire code for the Python, right? So Python code to perform entire, so you can say matplotlib, cbon, anything, right? So I just gave one prompt. So can you please give me this kind of a Python code, and it is gave me this kind of a code, guys, entirely this ChatGPT. Or you can see this Mid Journey actually. So guys, this is Mid Journey is nothing but a OpenAI tool only. So but it is on the Discord channel actually, Discord channel, okay. So here you have to give a text, guys, and it will be able to generate an image or GIFs like this one. You can see continuously thousands of GIFs are created by using small GIFs. Or you can take the example, guys, DALI 2, where you can create an entire new images by using just simple text. So you can say monkey wearing a funny hat or monkey wearing a funny hat. So you can click here and the entire image will get generated, guys, this way. Okay. So these kind of applications are there, which are generative AI tools. All right. So now coming back to the question, I will speak about this architecture, guys, tomorrow. So now the myth we want to talk about that whether this ChatGPT kind of application we have seen, so whether they will be able to take your jobs, guys, right? This is the main question everyone want to understand. And this is very funny pictures we have posted here. And guys, one of the picture I really liked this guy. This went very viral. I know, guys, it is a time, but I will not take more than 2 minutes now. So try to focus for 2 minutes and we'll try to conclude our session, guys. Right? So guys, there is a fear among the people that when this kind of a generative AI, we have seen example. So it is able to generate the entire content. It is able to generate the images. It is generate videos. You write a text and it will generate the videos, right? So this now created a fear among the people that whether your job will be taken because software developer job will become a redundant, guys, after going after that, right? So going after this kind of a generative AI tool, the software developer job may become a redundant nowadays, right? So what this guy said, and I liked it, and there was a particular myth you can see here. So that this kind of a generative AI thing, they will try to keep off the people, and there will be the robots. You can see here, the robots will be standing along with the humans, and you will lose the job. This is what the very fear become very exceptionally high among the few days when the ChatGPT kind of application based. And what I like, guys, is this guy's attitude and this picture. What he's saying is the AI will not take your job from the people who know how to use the AI, or especially you can say how the people who know how to use the generative AI, how to use the generative AI. So this went very viral, guys. I wanted to talk about this topic actually. So what this I really touched my mind that this guy is saying that AI will not take your job, but whosoever don't know actually the AI will take your job, right? This is what he spoke about, and it went very viral. So guys, why I'm saying that AI will not take your job, but the redundant job will be gone. Because if you try to look at this diagram, guys, the AI field market size, if you try to look at it in the US billion dollars, okay. So it is started in 2012 somewhere here, 456, and now they are expecting that in by 2030, guys, it will try to it will try to reach to $1 billion, USD billion dollar, which will be 2K plus, 2K plus billion dollars, okay, 2K plus billion dollars market will be there. So try to understand what is the importance. And guys, in the going forward, entire jobs will be mostly based on the generative AI tools, because you have seen there will be no place, because your machines are able to generate a entire code. Their machines are able to generate a content, and then this is what will happen, guys. And then whosoever don't know the things will be able to lose the jobs. Now, what kind of a jobs will get automated? Insurance underwriting, customer services, data entry, data collection, processing job, guys, or long time of a production line code generation, or local TV advertisement, pharmaceutical discoveries, banking services, retail services, outbound sales calls, okay, fast food delivery services kind of a jobs, or where guys there is a repetitive kind of a nature, where there is a repetitive nature, guys, that job will be gone going forward, right? So what should you do then? What should you do? How can you make sure that you will not be replaced by the yes, guys? So try to innovate, okay, try to learn AI, try to create a productivity of the employer using the generative AI tools, try to include the more AI things in your entire career, right? So this will help you. Nowadays, guys, the job will be AI enabled jobs. Rather than talking the same job will be AI enabled job. So you should know the AI. Now talking about very famous thing, that what are the career lines? What are the packages which are offered by the generative AI, right? So this is what the packages are there, guys. If you are a fresher, then you can get up to 5 to 20 lakh. If you are a mid kind of a person who was having some kind of experience, so you will be able to earn something around like, guys, 30 to 50 lakh. And then if you are having experience, guys, more than 10 years, so obviously you'll be able to earn more than 1 crore. Okay, 1 crore. And I'm not talking about this, guys. The McKinsey has created this report. McKinsey, okay, McKinsey company has created this report. So what kind of a job opportunities will be there? And they're saying that their projection is that 20 to 50 million new job will be created, guys, globally by 2030 by this AI or generative AI, right? So this kind of a skills will be there for generative AI. And especially if you want to understand in the job which are available, guys, across the globe, where in living in India also you can secure this kind of a job. So try to look at some kind of figures and you will be shocked to know. So guys, if you are going for the low jobs globally, like in India also you can take a remote job, which is the company maybe in US, and you can take a remote job there. Like I have experienced the same thing. So that's why from my example only I'm telling you. So if you are an entry level guy, which having around 3 to 4 year of experience, guys, will get something around $60,000 to $90,000 per annum. If you are a mid guy, like having experience more than 5 to 8 years, you'll be able to get 100 to $150,000 per annum, guys. And if you are a senior guy, you'll get more than 200,000. And if you are a prompt engineer, guys, you can look at the salary, $335,000 per year. Prompt engineers. This is where the people are there who are able to design the application just like the ChatGPT kind of application, LLM kind of application. They'll be able to get around 335,000 dollars per annum, right? So this kind of a huge opportunity lies, guys. Huge opportunity. Let it be a machine learning engineer, generative AI research paper you can see here. All right. So this, I know you guys are very curious to understand what kind of a careers are there in generative AI. So this is data is guys created by the Glassdoor and some other companies, prominent companies. These are not the fake data actually. These are the real-time data which are taken from the website. So let it be a McKinsey, let it be a Glassdoor, let it be some other research companies. This is what the entire guys career look like, I guess. Hope you guys found these things, the career path, the career things, and how this entire application and what are kind of applications, some examples. So hope you found it very interesting. Guys, tomorrow onwards, we'll try to focus. I know I don't want to waste your time. Tomorrow onwards, we'll try to focus how the ChatGPT application look like. So this is what we'll try to start understanding. And before that, how the entire ChatGPT get trained, what are the stages, how the training happens. And then before that, we'll try to understand also something around the transformers, what are the transformer, how they are getting trained, and we'll try to understand these two architecture. One is from the DALI 2, how the DALI 2 architecture look like, we generate the image, and the second architecture we'll try to look at the ChatGPT architecture. Then we'll try to understand the transformer architecture, and then guys we'll try to focus on the LangChain application as well. All right. So guys, this is what the pretty much agenda will be there for tomorrow, and hope you guys found out today's session as well very interesting. So I'll try to conclude here, guys. I know it's already 10 minutes late. So we can continue our topics from tomorrow onwards. So tomorrow I'll try to go in the details. I don't want to make you guys confusing on the first session. That's why I try to keep it simple for today. And hope you found this introduction session very useful. All right, guys. So you can ping me. You can let me know your feedbacks. And hope everyone has marked their attendance. No, don't forget to mark your attendance. 60% attendance is mandatory to get the certifications. All right. So that's it, guys, from my side. Please let me know if you have any questions, any doubts, any queries regarding today's topic. So please let me know. So I will try to answer, give you answers. Some queries can be answered for next 2 to 3 minutes. And then if no queries, no questions, guys, we can conclude the session. Yeah, Kaushal, thank you. Thank you for kind words. Thank you, Aisha, ma'am. Thank you for your words. Yeah, guys, please let me know if you have any questions, anything. Manisha, ma'am, thank you. Yeah, guys, anything else, any doubts, any questions, please let me know. Yeah, guys, Rakib, this chat GPT is very, very useful, right? So, means, I don't know if you are asking that whether this chat GPT will be very useful going forward. Yes, then you need to understand this kind of applications. Yeah, for purpose of making, yes, Rakib, yes. Chat GPT can help you as a personal assistant. He can write an email, it can understand the data, it can create a summarization. So there are a lot of use cases which can be used for the making the business as well, Rakib. All right. So you can just search it is doing amazing thing, like it can work as your personal assistant. Chat GPT kind of application. Manisha, ma'am, thank you. And then anything else, guys? Okay, Anusha, ma'am, thank you. Yeah, guys, any other questions? Anything else you want to ask? This is just the introduction, guys. From tomorrow on, actually, we'll try to go in the details. We'll try to understand the architecture of DALI, ChatGPT applications, transformer architecture. They'll try to understand the prompt engineering. We'll try to build a use cases as well. Don't worry. I'll try to give you entire application use cases. So how we can build a ChatGPT kind of application as well. Siva Kumar sir, thank you very much for your kind words. Anything else, guys? Any other questions? before we conclude the session for today? Okay. Okay, Ashwini ma'am. Feedback link is already shared. Yet. Amar, can you please share the feedback link once again? Renuka ma'am, thank you. Renuka Devi, thank you ma'am.
Yeah, sure, I'm sharing.
Yeah. So guys, please utilize this time. If you want to ask anything, please go ahead. If you want to share any feedback, please go ahead. And in 2 minutes, we'll try to close the meeting. Amar, my colleague, is sharing the feedback link again, guys. Whosoever not mark their attendance, you can please mark the attendance. You can mark your feedbacks as well. Okay, guys, Amar has shared with everyone this attendance link. Please, you can go ahead. Rakib, can you please tell me what is the use you are looking for actually for the ChatGPT application? Like, can you please tell me your entire motive, like how you are planning to use this? What is the sole purpose you are looking for? So I can elaborate some example then for this ChatGPT application. So, okay, if you give me hint, like what kind of a domain you are looking for, or what kind of a use cases you are looking for, so I will give you example. Some example, like in general, if you're talking about let's imagine about the business part, how it can help in the business. So you can think this way. So guys, you can create one chatbot. Okay, let's imagine you have a let it be education purpose as well. So here we have a lot of people who are from the different colleges, like Bharati Bidabit College, NRI College, Shri Nidhi College. So guys, what you can do is you can use this chat GPT and you can create a bot, personal assistant, which will be able to give you information 24/7, just like the customer care, what kind of a courses are there, what kind of a fees is there, what kind of a ratings are there. Or you can create an entire chatbot separately. Like one use case, I can tell you that it can set a question paper for the people. So you give a data, okay, you can give a data to this chat GPT application. It will generate a entire question paper for you guys for this both. Chatbot and ChatGPT both are same. Chatbot is different, guys. Chatbots are simple chatbots. ChatGPT are very powerful chatbots, very powerful that which can perform a human-like task. Chatbots are simple tasks. They are dumb, like they work only on the frequently asked questions or some small task actually. So ChatGPT just a kind of a version of the chatbot also, but it is kind of a more advanced, just like you are speaking to human being. So that kind of application is ChatGPT, guys. So guys, I was talking about in the education domain, how can you perform? Okay. So how can you perform like in your colleges? What is the use of ChatGPT? You can give your ChatGPT. There are any algorithms similar to LSTM? Yes, guys. The LSTM has a similar algorithm. GRU. GRU model is there. BERT model is there. Okay. BERT, Albert, Steelbird. So these kind of models are there. Same to LSTM. There is a GRU model. The gated recurrent neural network. Okay. So hope ma'am, Archana ma'am, I answered your question. So what I was saying is one more use case, like in the education field, like you can create one chat GPT application. You give an entire your data, like there will be no more paper setters. You can give your entire, I can show you, I will share this kind of a code, MCQ. It can generate a multiple choice questions. You give a data, it will generate a multiple choice question data, entire data, like entire exam they can prepare for you. So this kind of automation, which is very boring job, right? So who want to set a paper? So it's very repetitive task, and then you have to shuffle the questions. You have to come up with the question. You have to generate the options. So if you want to create a multiple choice question, so ChatGPT can do that job for you. You have to create your syllabus. You have to give that syllabus to this guy, a ChatGPT guy, and it will generate an entire exam for you guys. So it will be helpful in the education domain. Or you can perform a sentiment analysis, like you can give an entire ChatGPT kind of example, or you can do a paper checking as well. You don't know. A very amazing use cases it can create. So entire professor's burden will be shortened. So professor can actually, this professor and all the colleagues can focus more on their core task, like teaching to the people. Some use cases, just some ideas I am trying to share here. Could be possible. And people have done that. I'll share a code also. So for this kind of a ChatGPT application, which can generate multiple choice question answers for you guys, for based on your syllabus, based on your books, which you are planning to take the exam, or a lot of use cases like we can speak about this. Hey guys, anything else? I know it's already late. I don't want to waste you guys' time. So we can continue tomorrow further discussions. Last 1 minute. If you have any questions, any doubts, please let me know. Swati ma'am, yes. Okay. Amar has shared again. The link is same. The feedback link is only the attendance link only. So we can refer to that link which is shared by Amar. Okay. Amar, can you once again please share the link?
Yeah, sure. I'm pasting that.
Sorry, I am not able to copy paste today. That link.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Guys, so once again the link is shared. Please mark your attendance. It's the same link for attendance and feedback as well. All right, guys, then no further questions. Can we then conclude the session? Right. I guess no more questions then. All right, Amar, then thank you very much. Thank you very much, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the entire session today. And see you tomorrow then. We'll start with the advanced topics then tomorrow onwards. So, Amar, you can close the meeting. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
sure.